So today we're here with Sage, Emerson, and Lane, and we're going to be talking about rodeo. So to start it off, what is your favorite event?
My favorite event is calf roping because that's what I'm the best at.
Okay, you want to explain some of that, like what you do in
Yeah,
that?
what
'Cause we
is
don't
calf
know.
roping?
Yeah, what is calf roping?
Well, so you are on a horse and you rope the calf, and then you have to get off your horse and run down the rope and tie the calf as fast as you can.
How long have you roped calves?
Like 5 or 6 years.
So you
maybe.
started with breakaway roping,
Yeah.
and now you've toned out calves all through high school, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
My favorite event is probably pole bending because I'm best at that event. It's where you have 6 poles. You run down, turn it, go through, gotta go through it again, turn around, and come back. That's all you gotta do.
How long have you been doing that one?
Probably since like 1st grade.
That's a long time.
Sheesh.
So my favorite event is probably the goat tying, which takes bits and pieces from the calf roping, but it's like when you're younger, boys do it too. But by the time you hit high school, that's only girls do that, just like the pole bending. And so you run your horse down to like a goat that's on a stake. You get off, and then you go and tie the goat. And that's the event I've had the most success at, and it's the event I enjoyed the most. Part of that, I think, is the adrenaline of getting off a running horse excites me probably. Not like probably the safest thing, but I think it's fun.
All right, moving on to the next question. How old were you when you started rodeo?
I was in 3rd or 4th grade when I started, but none of my family has like really been into rodeo or anything. I just kind of liked it after watching a few rodeos and stuff, and I used to own bucking bulls with Jim, and so after that I kind of started getting into it and wanted to try it out, and now I have been for a long time.
You said 1st grade?
4th grade.
Fourth grade?
3rd or 4th grade.
I've been around horses my whole life. Like, my family's rodeoed for a while, so I probably started actually rodeoing around 1st grade, but I rode horses my whole life.
Yeah, so similar to Emerson, my whole family's always rodeoed. Like my grandpa started, he rode bulls, my dad rode bulls, my brother rides bulls. And then they've always raised horses for performance and ranch purposes. So I've always been around horses, but I didn't really like the whole rodeo scene until 4th grade. When I was really little, I liked to ride horses a lot with my dad, and then got in like literally the most minor horse accident ever, but it was enough to scare me. And so I kind of didn't like it till we got a yellow horse actually from Emerson's grandpa, and that's the horse I started riding when I was like a 4th grader or so, and I ran barrels on him, I ran poles on him for a little while, and I've goat tied on him, and I had a lot of success on him in the goat tying, and that was kind of what started me in the rodeo. So I probably really started about 4th grade, but always been around horses, and my family's always rodeoed.
So, you have your favorite event, but do you do like multiple events, or is it just one that you do, or how does that work?
The only other event that I do is team roping because, like, at the high school level, I could do, like, steer wrestling or the rough stock events, but I'm just not into that. So the only other one I do is team roping.
What's that? You're going to have to
Yeah.
So team roping is where you have a header and a heeler, and so the header obviously ropes the head, and he has, like, 3 legal head catches he can. And then after he catches it, he turns the steer left, and then the heeler comes in behind it and tries to catch the 2 feet.
And you can rope both ends, but what's your favorite?
Heeling's my favorite.
I don't know how you guys do that. No shot.
I do barrel racing. I think we really all know what that is. You got 3 barrels, run around them. That's about it.
That's the only other one you do?
Yeah, well, sometimes I do goat tying, just not a lot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like Emerson, I've done different, like multiple events when I was younger and stuff. Like I used to barrel race and pole bend just like her, but now that I'm in high school, all I enter is the goat tying and the breakaway roping, which takes a different part of the calf roping and more specific for girls. So instead of getting off your horse and tying the calf, you just rope the calf, and then your rope's tied on with kite string at your saddle horn. And so when you stop your horse after you rope and that calf continues to run, that rope pops off your saddle. And
You got any
if you want
questions?
to cut this out, you could ask about like what associations we're in and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I was thinking.
What associations? All right, you ask. I've asked all the
Just be like,
questions.
what different rodeo associations do you guys compete in?
I bet.
We don't know.
So, what different rodeo associations do you guys compete in?
I did the CKYRA Rodeo Association with both of them, and then the other association I do is the Kansas High School Rodeo Association.
I do the CKYRA Rodeo Association and then also the HYRA Rodeo Association, which is just a winter one instead of a summer one, and then the Kansas High School Rodeo Association.
Yeah, just like they mentioned, I also do the CKYRAs, which is, like Emerson mentioned, they kind of have seasons. So CKYRAs are more geared towards summer. We compete from like May to August. Our finals are in August. And that's a youth rodeo association that's like grades 12 through 1. And then, like they both mentioned, we do the Kansas High School Rodeo Association, which is we start in the fall, we have 5 rodeos. We go to the spring, we have 5 more rodeos in the spring. And a state finals, and then a chance to go on to compete at the national finals, which Emerson could talk about. She's a 2-time qualifier. So what events did you go to nationals in, Emerson?
My 7th grade year, I just made it in ribbon roping, and that was in, where was that at? Iowa.
Yeah.
That was in Iowa. And then my 8th grade year, I made it in pole bending and ribbon roping, and that was in Georgia. And
Yeah, so like that association, the top 4 in each event qualify to go on to the national high school finals, and then competitors come from Mexico, Canada, the United States, New Zealand, Australia, all over to compete at that. And then Lane didn't mention, but all 3 of us have actually entered some Central Plains rodeos too, which are an amateur rodeo that's in Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma. And so those are open to all ages, so all 3 of us have competed against adults in those rodeos and had some success there too.
Well, I think that's all we got for you guys. So.
Yeah.
Perfect,
Yeah.
thanks.